Can we now move on to Savvas Vlachos, Cyprus Energy Agency, who's going to take the floor and give us a presentation.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Savvas Vlachos and I represent Cyprus Energy Agency. And with my presentation, I will show you some examples of what we have done during these 34 months with the ILPAC project and with the cooperation with the municipalities and local communities of Cyprus. Just a few words about what is the Cyprus Energy Agency. It's an organization established 4 years ago through the Intelligent Energy Europe with co-financing 75% by the European Commission and 25% by the Cyprus Union of Communities. We have 4 specific objectives. The first one is the promotion of the renewable energy sources, the promotion of energy efficiency, sustainable transport, and the supporting of local authorities through the Covenant of Mayors initiative and through the Pact of Islands project and initiative. This is our team. We are a small team, but I think we do quite good job in the island. We have Anthi Charalambous, who is the director, and each of us, we have specialized in each category on energy management, design, education, environmental protection, and the assistant of the agency. As the representatives for this project, we have, because we have, Cyprus is a member state, so the commitment for this project was went down to a lower level to the communities and the municipalities of Cyprus that were invited and accepted to join. And we would like to thank you for the very active contribution to this project. We have 14 municipalities and communities. We have 10 urban and 4 rural. We have coastal, mountainous, and semi-mountainous. And the population coverage for these local authorities are around 32%. And we have created at the end 14 sustainable energy action plans. And I will show you later with my presentation some examples of what are in place and what is planned for the coming years. Just a few words about the whole island. You may know that Cyprus is located to the east, southeast part of the European Union. We are a member state since 2004, and we don't have any cable connection for electricity supply, and our energy sources are imported to the island with fuel, heavy fuel oil, which is used for the production of electricity to 3 power plants. Recently, we had installations of 6 wind parks, 11 biogas plants, and many of PV small and quite big installations. So let's say the total capacity, the total energy demand for the island is around 1,100 megawatts, and the contribution of renewable energy sources for electricity productions is around 200 megawatts. But all these happened to these previous years. And it's important because we mentioned before what is an island and what is the difference between the situation in the mainland. We had this bad example last year when we had an accident to our major power plant in Cyprus, and the capacity lowered to the half. So we spent a not nice summer without electricity during the peak hours. So we realized how dependent we are to the sources out of the island. These are some pictures of our representatives. You can see that we have the coverage of all of the island. And I hope you have the opportunity in the future to visit us after Lesbos and Santorini. The commitment was started in 2010 with 13 local authorities signed the Pact of Islands and 1 local authority joined later to the Pact. We had a ceremony in Cyprus in January 2011 with representatives of the Parliament, of Cyprus Parliament, politicians, the minister, and of course, all the municipalities and some energy stakeholders. And then we had the ceremony with the other islands of the Pact of Islands in Brussels. And this is an overview of the participant municipalities and communities of Cyprus. And you can see the indication in which initiatives these municipalities are part of. All of them are part of the Pact of Islands. Some of them are also part of the Covenant of Mayors initiative, and some of them to the European Energy Award. It is important to say that before the IPAL project, no local energy planning was existing in Cyprus. So we would like to thank this project because they give us the chance to start working with the municipalities to find how to deal with these important issues, to involve the municipalities, and at the end, to learn how to improve our skills and continue with the next signatories. This is the basic steps that are followed. Our colleagues showed this before, and I will show with a few slides how we did this in Cyprus. First of all, we started with the baseline emission inventory. At the beginning, it was very difficult to collect all this energy data in local level, but finally we found a way. And with the cooperation with the municipality, the electricity supplier, and other important governmental departments, oil companies, and some studies carried out, we had now, and we are proud for this, a very good database for energy data, well updated every single year. And I believe that the final energy consumption and the tons of CO2 estimate are very accurate at the moment. This is let's say, the energy balance of these 14 local authorities of Cyprus. And as you can see, the most important consumption is for electricity and fuels for transportation, such gasoline and diesel. And we have a significant contribution of solar energy because in Cyprus we use private solar heaters for water. So every single house in Cyprus owns their single solar panel for hot water production. I mean, there are studies that each habitant in Cyprus owned 1 square meter of solar panel. So this is the best case for solar use in Cyprus and in the world in general. The 2009 was the baseline year for our studies because it was not possible to find detailed data before 2009. You can see below the electricity production for the baseline year with renewable energy sources, photovoltaic and biogas. In these 14 municipalities, we don't have any wind park installation. And this all energy represent about 2 million tons of CO2 emissions. And the most important sector, as in many islands in Europe, is the transport with 52%, and then residential and services, the tertiary sector, and other sectors contribute with a lower percentage. This is the overview and the main parts of a sustainable energy action plan in our municipalities. The first main category is the public buildings. The second, public lighting. 3 is the investment in renewable energy sources. And the fourth one is the awareness campaigns and the increase of inhabitants' awareness on energy and environment issues. This awareness focused not only to residential sector, but also to other sectors, industry, transportation, etc. This is the final numbers as we estimate this is a target for 2020 to have a reduction of almost 500,000 tons CO2 reduction, 1.6 million megawatt hours energy savings, and an increase to the renewable energy use about 62 megawatt hours, and 62,000 megawatt hours per year. So we estimate that in total we have a reduction of CO2 emissions around 21 or 22%. This emission reduction represents the 6% of the national CO2 emissions for 2009. What we have achieved this year, these 34 months, was the establishment of an energy team in the municipalities. This team was not exist before the ILPAC project, and now each municipality have this team to work with this Sustainable Energy Action Plan. And as you can see, we have representatives from the municipal staff with the mayor or the secretary general as a leader. We have elected representatives, and citizens contribute to this energy team. This team, with the cooperation of the Cyprus Energy Agency, do all the work needed for the baseline emission inventory, for the creation of the measures, and for the monitoring process. We can see now some examples of measures implemented so far in Cyprus. At the beginning, we started with the soft measures like increase of awareness with dialogue and site visits. The first wind plant installed in Cyprus was 3 years ago, and people were not aware what is this technology, is it bad for the environment, for the health. So we picked some mayors and some inhabitants, and we traveled to other installations to see what is it. And also, after the first installation begins in Cyprus, we organize visits with students and mostly with representatives of the local communities. Drawing competition for the kids to increase awareness, we focus on that, and we have here many synergies with the role of the Cyprus Energy Agency, because we support and they support we support the municipalities and they support us with this kind of activities. Ceremonies for the kids with the contribution and the participation of the mayor. Also competitions for professional photographers. Energy days and events. And some other more interactive measures like this table game for kids, the snake with educational notes for kids, how to use energy, mouse pad. These all material distributed to these local authorities when we have visits to the schools and we train them how to save energy and what is renewable energy. Also the school calendar, some basic information. Mobility weeks, and we have many municipalities that are very active on these activities, like Larnaca municipality, which awarded as the third best case of mobility week in Europe, and many other activities in other municipalities. And I know from the example of Ios Athanasios municipality that they give to some of the children some bikes for free or other educational things. During the energy days, we wrote even a script for theater, for play for kids, called Nikolakis Save Energy and Save Environment. And the municipalities agreed to pay this play to take place in the municipalities during the energy days. And also the game I showed before, we printed it in a big scale, 20 square meters, and the children are actively involved in this game. This is another measure we have implemented in some municipalities, is the free distribution of some simple and not expensive equipment for saving energy, like standby killers or electricity meters to increase awareness in the inhabitants, where they consume more energy. This equipment distributed when presentation to the public taking place in the municipality. Also brochures about climate change and how each one can help. These also distributed to the 14 municipalities. Poster for kids with energy saving tips. Poster for offices with energy saving tips. We realized that training the municipal staff is very important, so we have a continuous training session about eco-driving or how to save energy in offices. And every time we create the relevant brochure for this. And this flyer distributed to many municipalities, to all the houses with the bill of waste collection bill. They distribute this simple 8 energy saving tips, how a household can save energy, and that the municipality is a part of the Pact of Islands and the Covenant of Mayors. So please help us to help each other and learn how to save energy and achieve our targets. This is a very good example of raising awareness via the website. I have to say that all the municipalities have a new place on their website for these objectives, but the municipality of Larnaca have a separate website with the message Larnaca 2020, and the action plan is uploaded there, and all the information, what is going on, what is the next measure that will be in place. This is a quite nice example of how to save energy without spending a lot of money. This measure applied to all 14 municipalities that are part of the Pact of Islands, and to many islands to many other municipalities of Cyprus. And the message is that the parking is for free if you have a hybrid or electric car. So this is a measure to benefit the owners of the hybrid and electric cars, and also to promote the new buyers to buy a friendly car for the environment. I think this is a very successful measure. And then we have the bike sharing system applied in 7 municipalities of Nicosia, and we have also this in 2 or 3 municipalities of Limassol, with 27 stations and more than 300 bikes. This measure completed this year, and we have an indication of the use of the inhabitants. And also, a few years ago, the government, and with the contribution of the municipalities, started to trying to improve the public transport in the islands, and now we can see that we have new buses and new stations. Also, this is another project. It is a common project with all the municipalities, with the 7 out of 14. We have agreed to install 15 electric vehicle charging points that does not exist in Cyprus so far. And this is another measure for promotion of sustainable transport. Also, photovoltaic covered spaces promoted through the Sustainable Energy Action Plans. And this is a priority project, let's say the bankable project, identified through the ILPAC project. And at the beginning, we didn't know what is the problem. Now we have all the numbers and how we can achieve and how can we implement this project with the contribution of 16 municipalities of Cyprus, with the contribution of the electricity authority supplier and our agency. We prepared this bankability analysis, and we are planning to apply for financing through European financial opportunities to get finance. You can see that we have a very significant reduction of CO2 emissions here. Also, measures included for energy efficiency in municipal buildings, like insulation, replacement of single glazing with double. And this is another project that these 14 municipalities involved. Cyprus Energy is a partner to the ELIMED project, which is a project funded by European Regional Development Fund, and is focused on energy efficiency in low-income houses. So we have the opportunity to renovate 25 dwellings in the whole island. So we selected dwellings in those 14 municipalities because we have, and thanks for that, we have the agreement that the municipality will co-finance the implementation of these refurbished workings to increase energy savings in those buildings. We have, with the same project, the installation of 25 smart meters as a pilot installation, because we don't have any smart meters so far in the island. And let's say a few words about the monitoring. And in this consortium of the ILPAC, we established many useful tools that are very good for the monitoring process. And with the interaction of our tools that we have in the island and the collection of energy data, we built a very nice and interactive tool that is available online that you can easily select which municipality are interested for. And you can see at the same time what is the energy balance, what is the energy consumption for this municipality, and what are the CO2 emissions. These numbers are very accurate, as I told before. This tool, we revised it, and we use the new data for 2010 and 11, and I think we are better now to upload a newer version with more detailed information. And let's see some numbers for the progress so far. Before 2009, we have an increased rate of at least 3 or 4% each year. Here we have a reduction of energy around 7%, but I know that this number is not only a number comes out of the Sustainable Energy Action Plans, but as well from the financial crisis. But we know that during these 30 months we had a lot of communication with people, and I think we have less energy consumption because people are more aware than were before. And this is the production of electricity by renewable energy sources. You can see from 2009 to 2011, we have 74% increase of electricity production and 200% increase electricity production with photovoltaics. In conclusion, I would like to say that municipalities showed the political will and committed to 2020 target, energy policies established in local level, and sustainable energy action plans provide the framework for local authorities. The role of local energy agencies is very important, but we still need specific financing instruments for the support of the implementation of local energy action plans. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Savvas.